Previously on Oathsworn.
The Legion has at last left Sarpot and has arrived at the well of Icario.
There's also the beacon, which is new, and what does it do? What do we use it for?
Depends on who you put it in front of.
They spoke of consonance and harmony between people, the gods, and Salshadal itself. This was both seen as a holy moment and a threat.
Lady Jasiko has really kind of taken it upon herself to be protector.
Yeah, Kravander's just got a hand on Suleiman, just what's happening here?
Captain. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm just doing the job that I was hired for.
Quartermaster.
Yeah.
Spend some campaign actions based on your current morale.
Yeah, cool, great. So we're at 7 morale, which means we get 1 free campaign action. I'm thinking it's going to be a liberty, because there's some very stressed out people.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of stress on some people. Unfortunately.
Aoife had almost full stress bar and then came home and her home blew up.
Whoa.
Now, you do, of course, have Dark Words on the Wind, Fear and Paranoia,
Yeah.
Grip the Land, all Liberty down at time actions now restore 1 less stress.
Yeah, so they'll only restore 2 instead of 3 stress, which sucks.
Ouch.
That sucks and is bad.
Now you could supercharge it.
Could, but I don't.
Defy the gods with the power of consumable resources.
I think this is the downtime where you start spending supply.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend supply. I just don't know, because a boosted, where are we? Liberty reduces 5 stress and adds 4 morale, whereas a regular will reduce 2 stress and add 2 morale. Thanks, Whisper. Shoutouts.
Yeah, the boost would be reduced by 1 as well, so reduce stress by 4.
Okay, that's good and great.
Look.
No, yeah, it scans and it tracks. But yeah, because there's also some healing that needs to be done, and then we got some long-term projects what could possibly be moved along there. So I don't know that I want to spend a supply on boosting Liberty.
Sure.
So I'm going to do regular Liberty or free.
Okay.
So how much morale does that increase?
2 increased morale, and all Legionnaires' stress reduces by 2.
All right, I will uncheck this stress here.
Okay, I will leave you to that.
Morale.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I then very much like the idea. Do we want to... Okay. So I want to do another long-term project here, or at least start one, because I think, right, the Liberty has usually been here's alcohol, hang out some, have a cool time as much as you can, but there's been a lot of downers in the last couple days, so, the alcohol just isn't hitting like it used to. Right? And it's okay, so our options are give everyone more alcohol, or get better alcohol, and I think Kravannder looking at the 2 is sigh, I'm gonna have to go talk to Suleiman, because it already knows that he was working on that. So yes, I'm going to spend a supply, going down to 2, to start a long-term project, to make some kind of better alcohol or something. Yeah, drugs. Hey, Suleiman, drugs for everyone?
Amphetamines. It literally just amphetamines.
Yeah. Like, look,
Just to say, I don't think everyone necessarily partakes. Like, people take
Yeah,
the liberty
probably
action
not.
to be like, okay, I can go focus on my book, or I can. Some people do like needlework. Some people mess around with instruments and stuff like that.
yeah, or just like take the time to go and talk to people outside of the Legion, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's probably got to be.
yeah, especially if you're in a
big source
place
of
like
relief.
the Well of Kayo, where there's like
Yeah.
lots of people.
The
That's
next rookie we make should be straight edge.
That is to say, I think this is a very worthwhile clock.
Yeah, that's only gonna get harder as things keep going. So then
Suleiman is like, you looking for uppers? You looking for downers? What's
Suleiman just starts
what's the
listing
vibe?
things, and Kravannder is just looking at him like, what? Oh boy, I guess you're the right person to go to, but
you looking for a fuzzy feeling or a floaty feeling?
I've found a drug name generator on fancynamegenerators.com.
Oh
Thank
no.
you.
And I think that Kravannder walks up to Suleiman, and Suleiman's like, oh yeah, of course. You want leech, soil, masked, sanguine, pipes, twister, angel, dragon, flashbang, daydream. Just like going on for like 20 minutes.
Flashbang.
I like Twister.
It needs to be like an upper.
Yeah.
Disagree. Extremely disagree. I think this is like a relaxing thing.
We need some weed.
Yeah.
You don't just want weed. You want some afterburner.
Is that the weed that gives you like actual hallucinations?
No, that's quills. You're thinking of quills.
Oh,
We can compromise, Gavin. What if he makes Four Loko?
I will repeat what I said in the chat yesterday. Mixing uppers and downers is a recipe for a bad time.
Four Loko cans already look like potions.
Oh Christ.
What's your favorite flavor? Mine's Chaos Frenzy.
That's a
Nope, sorry.
bloodborne.
Nope, I
That's-
take it back. I take it back. It's chocolate arachnid.
Okay, that's just bloodborne words.
They made Four Loko illegal partway through my undergrad in Georgia,
Great.
but it's not illegal in Canada for some reason.
It sure isn't, to the
That
point
makes
that one of my roommates during my undergrad found one somewhere in our school building,
Okay.
and that was the beginning of a very bad night of decisions for him. So good job. Good job, you. You ever hear this, you know who you are. I shan't name names. But anyway, yeah. So I have to assign a specialist to this
Yep.
also. And I'm torn between Aoife, who we already know has been in Suleiman's stash, who has Aoife knows her shit, or
Aoife-
Lance. Pardon?
So
What's the action that would be rolled here?
Yeah, that's my wonder, because I'm just like, is this like could sort of just like, okay, we need something that gets people like not all the way fucked up, but like I don't know
was
any
gonna say,
drug
I
words.
do really like the idea of Kravannder and Suleiman like talking about this project, and then like tumbling out of a cabinet comes Aoife. Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Holding a bottle of something like, hey, whoa, hey, what's going on in here?
Uh-huh.
I heard someone talking about getting fucked up. Great.
Yeah. Figure
She's like,
out
oh, I usually add a little bit of this herb. It it takes a little bit of the edge off.
It's kind.
But what's the action that would be rolled here?
I was wondering what the action is. What
If it does have rig, I don't know if that counts.
I don't.
No, hold on. Let's think about
Okay.
this.
I could argue for rig here, actually.
I do love
Because
being
you
a rig.
need-
That's very funny.
You need to build a distillation.
yeah.
Oh no! Yes, that's probably
Oh,
true.
God. Gotta build something to.
And like this is how
distillation.
we justify the blacksmith adding a tick to this. If we don't want to add the blacksmith tick to the beacon,
Jesus Christ.
is Aoife and Mal just get together and work with glass and metal and make a whole pipe system.
I imagine that maybe Suleiman like wanted a still, but like they didn't have a budget for it previously.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he would already know how to do that kind of stuff, but he probably didn't have that many like instruments when he showed up.
Mm. Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm into this.
So what happens when this project is over? What's the goal?
Yeah, the goal is to increase the amount of stress we can clear during a liberty action. It would be cool to go like, I don't know. Is it a the more ticks on that clock, the more stress we'd be able to get out of it?
So,
I have 2 ideas.
tell us your ideas.
Okay, so one could be like a very long clock for something that's permanent. And the other could be a shorter clock for creating a special material
Ooh.
that you could spend to boost only.
Liberty instead of supply.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I like that.
So like you'd get 3 uses, so you'd get 3 liberties. And then if we wanted to make more, we'd have to do that clock again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty
100%.
dope. How much of clock would it be for the material versus the permanent, whatever that is?
I think the permanent would be pretty significant.
Yeah, probably.
I think what I would do is I would let you, with a 6-step clock, get 3 charges of whatever this material is.
Mm.
And then what's the permanent? Is like,
Yeah, how much of a clock would that be? Is that multiple 6-step clocks?
I think that would be a 12-step clock.
Oh,
okay.
a lot of steps.
Because, I mean, that is canceling out one of the advances that one of the broken got. So that is a significant amount of energy. And it's something that you could absolutely do.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
The trade-off here, maybe not the trade-off, but one thing I want to call attention to is that we've invoked Suleiman as someone that's going to be involved in this. And I'm interested in that. We haven't seen a lot of alchemist action on screen yet. Alchemists have an 8-step corruption clock. They just become corrupted as a consequence of what it is that they're doing.
This is true.
So that's something to be aware of.
Good.
I'm leaning towards the 6-step because 12 is a whole lot, and also maybe I roll well, and then we can fill the rest with these ticks from the story time story.
Sure.
I'm inclined to agree. I think if we were in a better position, I would push for the 12-step, but we're in the worst way we've been so far, and I don't like it.
Oh.
So also, are we not wanting to put any of those ticks towards the instrument?
Well, it depends on how I roll, because it would be nice to finish the beacon too. It's at 2 out of 4. So maybe I'll see how I roll, and then at least, because I mean, on a 6-step clock though, like if I got a 6, then that's 3 ticks, and then that becomes okay. So do we finish the beacon or the liberty thing here? So I'm just gonna go for the 6-step, and then we'll see how things go from there.
Cool.
And it's like next downtime. Like if we don't finish the 6-step clock, you could do the downtime project before Liberty next time. And like that's as if we like I'm sure Brendan would let us rewind and do the Liberty after this downtime if we finish it. But if it doesn't happen this session, we can easily make it happen next downtime.
So if alchemists are helping, they actually roll dice to see how much they advance the clock.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than just an additional tick for the laborer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It would just be 1 die since it's just the one alchemist. But you never know.
So it adds a die to the rig roll?
No, it's a separate roll.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
So it'd just be a 1d6 separate roll, but it is a separate roll.
Phenomenal. Perfect.
So these
Yeah.
are going to be 2
Okay.
1d6 rolls then.
Well, Aoife has
1.
how many in rig?
Only 1.
But we get an extra 1 tick
From
if
Mal.
we get the blacksmith involved.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
So that's a guarantee of at least 3 ticks on this.
Yeah.
And then we can fill it in with the extra 3 ticks depending on how rolls go. This is ideal, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll the 1 die for Suleiman. What? Oh, it's a 6.
Hell yeah.
All right, 3
That's
ticks
three
already.
ticks.
And
Good boy. He's excited.
he's full of corruption.
Oh no.
I'm so full of corruption. Yum.
I hate that. Okay, so that was Suleiman's one. Here's one. Do you want to roll Aoife's, Devin?
Sure.
Okay, it's just a 1d6 rig.
2.
Okay, so
That's
that's
4 tick.
and then
the Mal
one
tick.
from Mal.
Ooh, we're going to finish them both.
Oh, we finished them both.
Nice.
Incredible,
Hell
incredible,
yeah.
incredible. Suleiman. Just fucking yes. Good. Great job, bud. So yeah, and then we can use the 3 ticks to finish both the beacon and this improved liberty material time.
I like the flashbang from the...
Well, what if it's just called Liberty?
Ooh. That's terrible. I love it.
So are we retroactively spending one of these on the liberty that just happened?
Yes, please.
I'm fine with it. Just tell me what it looks like.
You gotta run they still make like a still or something, and you gotta like run the alcohol we have through it, and at some point this powder gets introduced and it like changes the color of things. Or like makes a precipitant. It's like, no, we don't worry about that. Just chuck that out. Leave it alone.
Could it be derived from cacti?
Oh, hell yeah. That's it.
Powdered
Cactus
cactus.
juice.
I'm cactus juice. Yeah, I was about to
Absolutely. Shout out to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's my favorite Four Loko flavor.
I was looking. They are way ahead of us in weird flavor names.
I can see like there's a scene where Rahel and Rao are in a tent together and they're like playing a drinking game or something with this stuff. Maybe it's like a pickup sticks. You know that it's like like spin the bottle except you like drop a stick.
Well, I knew what it was all from just pickup sticks. I am not familiar with its connection to spin the bottle.
You set a stick like in the dirt standing up and you like take a straw or something and you blow on it and whoever it falls towards has to drink.
Oh, that's fun.
Interesting.
Did you play spin the bottle as a drinking game? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Huh.
That's fine. We don't have to get
Interesting.
in on that.
All right.
Yeah, just all right.
Yeah.
Different strokes.
I mean, like, what, you thought kids would make out sober?
I mean, if you're straight edge, like our new rookie.
Yeah, of course. So you complete the other projects also?
How about the beacon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about the beacon.
Who's the specialist on point for this one?
It's Nikolaj, which is a great time.
Wait, was it?
Uh-huh.
Nikolaj and we thought Nabain was involved too.
He took a stress to help out.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's
Okay.
Nikolaj.
That's right. Nikolaj tried to make a friend, and then Nabain came back with a haunted look in his eyes.
It's just a little obsessed. It's
Just a little bit. So, I think Nikolaj presents... I think it's the morning after the party. Nikolaj has managed to, like, rein in any, like, desire to, like, drown his woes. Because he knows he's got this, like, these results that he has to report in the morning. And I think he makes a report to the Legion commanders. And presents the beacon, which, again, is sort of like this, like, it looks like a violin made of chosen parts, but without the head. It is just sort of like the arm and a bow and the strings. And Nikolaj says, this is akin to the whistles of the Mitzrayim. This is something that allows those that can attune to its sound, to those with whom it is kin, to speak and be heard across all of Zel-Sha'el, no matter the distance. And he looks towards Serikali, bites his lip, and he says, I don't know to what extent it would allow, whether those that have fallen from grace would be able to hear or to speak. But all of my research, assisted by the capable Nabain, suggests that any with whom communication is still possible could be reached with this in your hands. And just to explicitly say, The beacon allows chosen who wield it communicate with other chosen, presumably with other broken, anywhere within the world.
Huh.
Like two-way?
Yes.
Hmm.
In terms of mechanics, the beacon does this for you. Every 2 downtimes, you'll get 1 intel automatically as Serikali brings you some new piece of information that she has learned through her use of it.
I think Azar would consider this for a moment, and then assumably Serikali is there.
I think so.
And I think that he would say, well, we have a chosen among us. Will you test it out?
Of course. And she steps forward and picks it up. And then she starts to put it back down again and then looks around and says, I know as much of the world as you. Who should I reach out to?
So all the chosen we designed besides Serikali are Gonzo, right?
That has not been established, no.
Just
Okay, well, we know at least 2 of them are.
3 of them are,
three.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Judet is still.
Udet could still be out there, yes.
Udet the Blade Singer.
I'm feeling the Blade Singer personally. What are y'all thinking?
Yeah, check on Udet.
All right. In that case, then I think that Azar says, let us reach out to the Blade Singer.
Gavin, could you remind us who Udet the Blade Singer is?
Okay. Chosen of the Lord of Song. Executed by firing squad for attempting to assassinate the general of an invading army. They left her for dead, but the Lord of Song saw all and gave her a second chance. She carries sheathless, hiltless knives and can animate them with her voice. Any blade anointed with her blood can be controlled this way. Her wounds never heal, but they rarely bleed. She's in constant pain, a bite always in her words.
Serikali picks up the beacon. I wonder if you hear anything as she begins to play. I think that you must. You can't hear her words, or if any are shared with her. But the song that she plays is old and haunting. Listening to it, you can hear the weight of history and of the changing world that Serikali carries with her. Her expression is entranced. She seems at once blissful and in pain. And it lasts only a few minutes before the song ends. I think that you can barely see tears in the corners of her eyes as she lowers the device and whispers, "She yet lives."
Yes.
Do you know where she is?
Close. Across the forest to the north, but headed south. And she looks at you, Azar, and says, I invited her to rendezvous with us.
It is an interesting thing for a guest to invite someone else into the home they are staying in. But in this case, I agree.
This is why I do you the courtesy of letting you know.
Appreciated as always, Madame Whip of the Senate.
And then she leaves. And she takes the beacon with her.
Yep. I'm taking the phone.
Well, what are we going to do with it?
I don't know, all kinds of long-term projects out there.
First long-term project, get it back from Serikali. 12 steps.
Listen, if you told her that you took a vote and that she has to give it back, that she would just hand it over.
She loves democracy.
Democracy works.
Where's that gif of Emperor Palpatine saying, I love democracy?
Hang on, it's in a folder I've got that says, I'm with her.
No.
Fuck you, Brendan.
Serikali, go to the polls.
Good.
Derek, call your senator.
Jesus.
There we go.
That's it.
There it is. Good podcast, everyone.
Yeah, I think that's it for us.
Yep.
Yep, good night.
Should we go to time.is? Get a clap?
Anime, I said it. I said the word
There we
anime.
go. That's what I was
There we
looking
go.
for.
Is Star Trek an anime? Probably not.
It is not. I
No.
do
Definitely
love
not.
just
Viscerally
saying
no.
anime. It has big Garugamesh energy. Sushi, cosplay, Yuri paddles, Garugamesh.
No.
No, not Yuri paddles.
No, it's
It is
yaoi paddles. It's
Sorry,
yaoi
it could be
paddles.
both.
I was too busy
Come
at
on,
the football
Brendan.
game.
Too much of a jock.
All right, what other campaign actions you got here?
Oh boy. How are people doing injury wise? I think we've just got.
Could use some. So you can only fully heal one person with the mercy, right?
Yeah, they would need to heal up because they're still
Oh.
wounded from last time.
How do we heal our mercy?
Before the rest and recuperation action ends, heal any mercies that were wounded before this recuperation action. They heal when we take rest and recuperation.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
Okay.
they wouldn't
So
be
still
able.
wounded.
Yeah, Mercy wouldn't. Freedom wouldn't be able to heal anybody here.
Yeah. The problem is, the reason why I misgendered them is because I was thinking about Mercy Overwatch.
I think that every single time we engage with this
Yeah.
mechanic,
Yeah, it's a problem.
I have never played Overwatch, and I do not suffer.
you're good.
God bless you, Kris.
Yeah.
I do not suffer this woe. 'Cause, yeah, so Lark and Nikolaj both have level 2 injuries, and I believe Rahel has a level 2 as well. That has 1 tick to it.
Rahel has
That's
1
true.
tick.
Does she only need 1 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she'll be fully healed.
R&R even work again.
I vote we keep our last 2 supply. We can always put the harmed people. I mean, it's just 1 level 2 harm, so it's not going to negatively impact them mechanically yet.
I do want to warn that if a Legionnaire is wounded at the start of an assault mission, we take -1d. So I would have
But
to.
we're at 9 morale, so we don't need to do.
But
an
if they're all
mission this
assault,
time.
what if 2
Yeah.
are assault again?
It's assault is the most common mission.
Right.
What's the missions available here?
Assault and recon.
Mm-hmm.
Commander, are you thinking of advancing or sticking around?
Well, I was thinking about sticking around, but we sure could use more supply. We need to deal with that. We need to deal with that star, huh?
And also, if we stick around, if we do another downtime here, because I forgot the other downtime I'd wanted to do was to get horses. But if we spend another downtime here, I can do that later. But
I don't think we need to get horses tonight because we still have 1 use, and if they're only here for giving a die to recon missions, right?
Well, and advancing, decreasing the dice, but it's not even going to be worth it this time. We're going to have enough die. It's not going to matter. My pitch, hold on to the supply. We can tell Brendan the preferred mission type is recon. And then I can spend an intel to make a special mission about the star, depending on the number of missions we get. And then maybe there's not even an assault mission to worry about, or we just auto-fail the assault mission again.
And you can spend that intel to get the special mission after the fact?
After we see the missions,
the other
that's
two?
what we've established as being the case.
Okay.
Unless, Brennan can roll the special numbers, and we just get a special mission.
That is a possibility, yeah. We can find that out offline.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say hold on to the supply. I mean, we can always spend the supply in the next downtime.
Mm-hmm.
I think we dealt with everything that was immediately an issue.
I agree.
It would be nice to rest and recuperate, but Lark isn't going to go on an assault mission, and neither is Nikolaj ever, so...
What else is going on? What other kind of scenes do people want to see here?
I want to know what the fuck Icario is.
Okay.
It's a Pokemon's fighting type.
It's not. I'm so angry.
Isn't it a dark type?
No, it's fighting.
I thought all of its attacks are like dark, aren't they?
What?
Like I just know Smash Brothers Lucario.
It looks dark because he's supposed to be based off of like Anubis, but he's fighting steel.
Steel?
He's got those funny spikes in him.
What?
He's got those funny spikes in him. Yeah.
What?
This is old Pokemon dialogue. We don't need to rehash it.
Yeah, I saw a tweet earlier today saying like, what year is it? I can't believe the Lucario dissonance dialogue is going on all over again.
I've never played these games, so I don't know.
Lucario is considered to be prideful and is extremely loyal to its trainer. It also seems to have a natural sense of justice.
Shit.
It's just something I just learned about Lucario.
Serikali.
Thank you. We did it. We made it. So I mentioned offline that probably one of the Kaimorti might already know who this is, but I don't know. Is there like a little squad as part of the Liberty that like goes into town to like learn about this or something? Like what is the scene of, hey, who is Icario? I almost did it.
This is what I've been working on for weeks.
No.
I just have to get you once.
Actually,
I do like the idea, though, of a bunch of people just getting kind of fucked up and then going and being like, yeah, someone tell us a story. Who's that guy?
I could see maybe Thar being all braggart about
that's
it.
Fun.
And then somebody else calling his bluff. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to go and get proof from the Well of Icario people themselves.
Oh, that's good. I like that a lot.
Who calls out Thar's bullshit?
My first thought was Leloot. Oh,
Who do we got in terms of name rookies that we haven't given any screen time?
We got Masha, we got Rao, we got... it's probably somebody from the Ember Wolves.
Jemma has had a very friendly ribbing relationship with Thar.
oh, and also has all of the Kaimorti traits.
So it feels like that would make sense.
Sounds to me.
This is a little bit of a question, I guess, for Brendan in terms of how do we play this out? Because Brendan knows the answer.
Yeah.
But Brendan, you have played Thar before. So does somebody else need to play Thar?
Yeah. Whoever wants to, I think should pick up a rookie and head into town. That's what I think should happen here.
I think it's Thar and Jemma who head into town together, arguing the whole way. And they are trying to find Lady Jasiko.
Yeah.
I'll play Thar. If somebody wants to play Masha, come in as well. I'm telling you, Icario was a chosen who made this saltwater well for people to wash their feet.
You don't even know how ridiculous you sound right now.
How would you make a saltwater well?
Yeah, well, it's like a regular well, but it only makes salt water because it's for your feet. You can't drink it.
Yeah, but you could use a...
Look, this all makes sense if you just have been there before.
I've been here before.
I've been here before.
There's a rookie named Bowie who's a Iliander, and he wanted to get away from all the sad times. And he's like, oh, well, there's some cave systems that have naturally occurring salts that can get into the watershed.
See, Bowie gets it.
I'm not saying they can't happen. I'm saying why would a chosen make one?
Thank you. And then we walk through the door.
I mean, yeah,
I think maybe you've come to like the edge of the water.
I don't know about you, but I hate dirty feet. Takes off boots and socks.
Jeez.
Bowie also does. They want to feel the dirt between their feet.
I think standing in the water, boots off, water up to like their shins, trousers rolled up, is Lady Jasiko, who I think has spent the day, like nearly every day, on her feet, going from place to place, making sure that her lieutenants and the people that she trusts to keep order, to keep people fed, to keep people safe, to make sure that all the people that have come here from every direction, trying to find some semblance of safety, is okay. She has dark hair, dark skin. She has this big, like, kind of pastel red cloak with the hood down. And she doesn't look over, I think. But she says, I think she clears her throat as she says, Ikario wasn't a chosen.
Masha punches Thar in the shoulder.
I don't know. I think at some point or another it became clear that all of the most important people must obviously be chosen, because to do the things that they do, surely they must be chosen, right? But no, Ikario is just a person like you or me.
Thar takes off his hat.
You're all Legion kids, huh?
Kids.
You heard me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are. Like pushes Thar.
Milady pushes back. We're mercenaries. We kill people. We're not kids.
Right.
Milady.
Uh-huh.
My lady. Well, she's a lady. Don't laugh at me.
Stop giving us reasons.
Listen, everyone's welcome here. I don't care. As long as you're not killing the other people that are here. And she looks serious and she's like, there's folks out there that say they're Legion and that they kill people. That makes a lot of the folks around here nervous. I don't know that I'd use that particular line as your main means introduction.
I'd rather be a killer than a child, just say.
There's a lot to be appreciated about being a child. How old are you?
What's the lowest that we're like okay with, like lines wise? 17, 18?
I'm okay with
something
those.
in there.
Yeah, same.
Damn.
I think he says he's 18 here. Whether or not that's true, we can leave a little bit vague.
Yeah.
He could read as 18.
Yeah, I'm 18.
18. You, killer, are young enough to still have dreams of what it is that you're going to do one day. You have all this fire about who you are and what you're going to do. There's a lot out there that can happen to a person, that can be taken from a person. You get as old as some. Holding on to that fire is tough. Don't look down on being young.
So flashback to Walut falling into the star.
Mm.
Ikario is just a person like you or me. Just wanted a place that people could stop just once in a while on their way to whatever it is that they were going to. It's not just chosen that make this world what it is.
See, I told you it was about washing feet.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How deep does the water get?
I think it gets pretty darn deep.
I think Bowie is a little bit high on Liberty and does a backflip into the water.
Yeah, do another one.
Give me a
Do a
2d6.
flip.
Give me a 2d6.
Woo! Maneuver.
Give me
Okay.
just a quick fortune roll here.
Oh.
If I named Bowie and the Umberwolves, if you want to stat
Sweet.
them out real quick.
That's a
for this
6.
flip.
6.
Yo!
That's a sweet black backflip.
Everybody heals one
Sick
stress.
Pretty good.
I like that.
The only person here with stress right now is Jemma.
Brendan,
I'm sorry?
did Jemma heal one stress? Jemma only has one stress.
No.
Oh, come on.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
This guy, fan of the players. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I gave Bowie Lightfoot fast and quiet in normal mode to signify that great backflip.
Great.
Put a note.
But yeah,
great
put it that
backflip.
says can do a backflip.
Yeah. I'm just gonna real quick. Can do a backflip.
Yeah. So here's all right. Here's fan of the players. From now on, Bowie can do a backflip at any time.
Oh hell yeah! Sorry, can do a backflip at any time.
There we go.
It's gonna come in handy in the final
Also,
mission.
Lady Yasuko,
yeah.
Lady Yasuko just like walking away, just like has just dropped some wisdom, is walking away, and then like a couple of steps later, just around here is like, ah, like splash, whoa!
And then under her breath, she goes, "Sick."
I think Serikali wants to at least get eyes on the canyon where this star is.
Mm.
And she asks some folks to come with her. And she asks them to come with her. She doesn't ask the commander or the marshal or any of the leaders to allow them or assign them to her. But she doesn't flaunt it either. I think she comes to these people privately, without a lot of fanfare, without a lot of, not surreptitiously, but subtly. I think she comes to Aoife, Kayo, Lark, and Nabain, and asks them to go on patrol with her.
Nabain's tripping over himself, like to say yes. Like
Uh-huh.
was reading in his tent, like trips over everything, knocks everything onto the ground, probably knocks the tent down. We'll have to put it back up later, but just like shuffles out from the now fallen tent and is like, "Oh yes, yes, of course."
Do we understand that this is like a not quite normal
Like that just we have been
procedure?
informed, yeah.
This is certainly, Serikali has certainly never asked this of you personally before.
Yeah.
And I think it's not unreasonable to think that you've been on missions with her before, but you've always been told that as part of your assignment.
Yeah.
I think Lark goes. I don't think she's like aloof about it. I think she's like, okay, we got a thing to do. Let's go.
All right.
I think Kayo would go, but I think Kayo would ask Serikali, should I like if Serikali came straight to us, like that's not usually how things go. So I wonder if Kayo would realize, like, should I tell the marshal that we'll be gone? Because he's going to notice.
Serikali says no way too quickly.
They Kayo
And then takes a breath and says, I will talk to the marshal.
before we leave or after we return.
Serikali walks away.
Yes.
Yeah, is it just
Does
like
not
there's
respond.
it's just like blinks for there's like a couple of exchanged blinks and then Serikali leaves and Kyle's like, okay.
Yep.
Her glowing white eyes.
Yeah, that's 100% what happens.
You know the gif of I don't know what the context is of, but the dude just in a staring contest with Diddy.
Oh,
that.
I don't know this gif. It sounds really good, though.
Oh my gosh. This one.
Oh,
boy.
yeah, this is good. This is good.
This is good.
The slow zoom is just my favorite thing.
Chef's kiss. Aoife, do you go?
Yeah. And regardless of what time of day it is when she comes to Aoife is asleep. She did a bit too much drugs. And she wakes up and sees Serikali and is like, what the fuck? Am I still tripping? But realizes that she is sober now and like looks around her like tent or whatever and looks to her sniper rifle and she's like, am I gonna need that?
You know what happens when you wake up? You're half awake, and she reaches over to like shake you awake, and then your eye like flickers, and she pulls her hand back.
She once again considers if she's tripping or not.
Yeah.
But goes on.
Okay. She doesn't say a whole lot. She makes it clear where you're going. You're going to Duskfall Canyon, where the star is, where it presumably still is. I think it becomes clear as you get closer, as once again, twilight seems to supernaturally fall. And I don't know that she goes in. I think she looks over at the folks that were on the mission. It's still in there, right?
The star, you mean?
Indeed.
I can still feel it.
Nabain looking extremely guilty, glancing at Kayo. I made the decision to leave before we dealt with it.
Why are you apologizing?
Shoulders fall. It was the last request of McLeod, one of the soldiers, the one soldier we lost, that we destroy it.
I don't know how to destroy it. Do you? Looks around.
Shrug.
No. Not now, anyway.
How have stars died in the past?
She looks up and says, typically, at least in my limited experience, they become never. And then she lowers her gaze back to the horizon, looking back towards where the Legion is camped. She says, you want to honor the wishes of comrade who fell. It's good. But your living comrades have wishes too. Wishes for themselves. Wishes for their loved ones. Wishes for Zel-Sha'el, even as it begins to fray at the edges. I have to believe, that working together, that clinging to one another, will let you persevere. You must cling to each other, and not to those that will send you to die.
Well, the Smiling Willow already threatened us to collaborate. What does the avatar of democracy wish of us?
She gives a pained smile. She says simply, I'm not going to threaten you with miracles. I'm going to beg you to promise to hold on to one another, especially in the face of what I think they will send you to do.
Lark spits.
So you brought us out here for a group hug.
Where I'm from, I take my promises more seriously. You can hug, but the oath is the important thing. The promise. And she looks between you, perhaps a little bit more frantically. I can't protect everyone. Not from what's coming. I need your help to look out for everyone. Please. Promise me.
Of course.
Looks at Kayo.
Boy, yeah, because this is kind of like the conversation they had before.
Uh-huh.
I think Kayo might just say, you already have my answer.
She smiles in the way that gives away that she's about to start crying. Looks at Lark.
Lark is cold. Lark doesn't care. Or seem to care. kind of looking around like, really, we brought out here for this? Looking for a good point to just have left already.
Looks at Aoife.
You reached for me earlier, and something happened. What did you feel?
That our foes are among us even now. That already they work to pull us apart.
Well, so you're asking us to find consonants beyond the consonants, to be willing to fight back against the Legion if they are to lead us astray. That could be considered treason.
Yeah, out of character, she's trying to get us to unionize.
I'm here for the survival of myself and my friends. My home is already gone. I have nowhere else to go. I have no choice. I think she walks off to like go stare into the canyon.
I think she looks back towards Kayo and Nabain. I don't know who else. I must trust that you... I don't know. She glances at Lark. I can't say who to trust. I can only urge you to find those you can trust and ask them to promise as well. Otherwise, I think there is likely to be little separating the Legion proper from those that might lead it down an even bloodier path. And she goes quiet.
Lark leaves.
Saying like,
Uh-huh.
Lark just
yeah.
Lark should have walked away earlier, but Lark leaves now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Kyle was like about to be like, we should go. And then like Lark is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has the right idea of things. It's very dark here, and we don't know what's still in the
Yeah.
canyon.
It's okay. Serikali glows.
Yeah, so does the star. It doesn't make me feel any better.
I think Nabain is going to stay with Serikali until she's ready to go.
I think she's ready to go. I think
Okay.
at this point, she's not sure if she's made an enormous mistake or not, and is ready to just see what happens next.
Lark doesn't snitch.
Gavin, just to ask, is Lark more nihilist than I had taken her for? Or
Lark really loves her job.
that was my thought, but yeah.
Lark really likes killing people on her, like
On her terms.
being an assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is really good at it and just is willing to like forsake her whole heritage, her family, all of it to keep doing it because
Yeah,
that's how much she likes it.
sure.
Do you think that like the Marshal has a lot of trust in Lark then?
I think the Marshal has sent Lark on missions where she's the only person going,
That's what I kind of would
like
figure.
regularly.
Which is probably one of the only cases, not the only case where that happens.
Like I created her with that like express purpose.
Right. I just
But,
haven't
like-
thought about like Lark as favorite of command, if you know what I mean.
I don't know if she's that though.
I think there's a lot of those cases where the Marshal is like, well, I'm going to send Lark on this. The target's going to die. Lark might not come back. Lark might survive and not come back, but the target's going to die. Is that a fair read,
Yeah.
Gavin?
That's a pretty fair read.
Okay.
But Lark's come back every time so far. So
Yeah. Marshal keeps giving
Yeah,
her
but
targets.
how do you know the sun's going to rise tomorrow?
Right.
you ask it nicely.
Does that work on Lark?
Good question.
Way to find out.
Yeah.
We've only just seen someone ask Lark nicely once just now.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out so good.
Didn't work. Lark didn't snitch.
That's true.
No, I was glad to have that particular combination of characters.
I think Aoife lingers at the edge of the canyon, like sitting on the ledge or sitting on the cliff and just kind of staring off into the canyon. She's had a rough couple days. I think Aoife walked out of that just feeling kind of frustrated and insubordinate, seeing
Yeah.
both the avatar of justice like act vulnerable and then also try to preach to them about the power of friendship. She was just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Aoife feeling insubordinate?
Huh?
I don't know about that.
Do you know, it feels kind of nice here.
Oh,
It feels a lot more, what's it like sitting on the beaches, at least?
I mean, it's even though it's in the South, I did imagine it as being sort of like UK, like Gaelic kind of cultures. So
Sure.
I feel like it's probably cold and gray and big choppy waves. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know. That's comfort because that's familiar, but like it's not like tropical.
Sure. But it has like, it has a majesty to it, right? It's bracing.
Mhm, absolutely. And there's probably like a nice sound to the crashing of the waves.
Yeah. Sitting here on the edge of the canyon, it feels more like that than it has since you came to this place. Since you joined the Legion.
Huh.
Nabain and Kayo, did either of you have something?
yeah, I was gonna ask if it's okay with you, Matthew, if we try to have that scene here, like on the way back to camp.
Sure. I think that Nabain is not going to leave Serikali's side unless Kayo specifically, like, asks him to. And Serikali seems okay with it.
Yeah, I think they would. Right, if Nabain is up walking with Serikali, Kayo just like approaches, hand on shoulder, like look to Nabain, look to Serikali, like, can I interrupt? Or, I'm gonna cut in.
Yes, Kayo, what is it?
Just wanted to talk to you for a moment. No stories for the road back this time.
Nabain glances at Serikali.
She, like, falls away, giving you your space.
Nabain is silent.
I didn't mean that as a dig. I didn't mean that to say don't talk. I meant to say if you do have any stories, like the one you told on the way back, I'm listening. Because I wish we had heard that story before the canyon. At least it might have prepared me for what did happen there.
I don't have any secrets, Kayo. That was I have never done something like leading a group of young people to their deaths. But now I have.
I figured Aoife and I were joking about it on the way there. Look at him, all grown up. I didn't mean to imply that you have secrets, or that was one. I meant it occurred to me that I don't know you very well, and that's true of most of the Legion. The exercises only do so much in acquainting people. I meant that if you have any more stories, if you want to tell me about yourself, I am listening, because if that is going to give me any kind of insight into what might happen in the field moving forward, if it's going to give me any kind of better chance of making sure as many people as possible come back alive, then I want to know.
I think Nabain... Is Kayo's hand still on Nabain's shoulder, or did Kayo drop?
No, they would have let go.
So.
Yeah.
Nabain looks up at Kayo, like, confused. He thought he was about to, like, get beaten up. Like, he thought you were about to thrash him for, like... It's a situation, where you have done a thing that you feel guilty about, and you feel more guilty about it than everybody around you, feels you should be feeling. But Nabain didn't realize that until this moment. I think that, his mouth had gone dry, and so he swallows and, like, clears his throat, and he says, I'd love to tell you about myself, and I'd love to learn more about... Do you know how Kaimorti names work?
I know there's some kind of place thing to it, but that's about the long and short of it.
Yes, some sort. It's a funny enough thing. My name Palisade, and they're walking now, and he says, "My name Palisade." The word Palisade means by the cliffs or something like that. But my darling mother, not the most learned woman, and she thought that it meant by the palace. I was born at the Senate. Can you believe it? And this just sort of trails off, and they walk together back to camp, I think.
Oathsworn is an actual play podcast created by
Devin Nelson,
Gavin Fregeau,
Kris Allison,
Matthew Guzdial.
and me, Brendan McLeod. All music for the show is created by Devin Nelson. Find it and more at devindecibel.bandcamp.com. Find a link to their music and any of the games that we've played in the podcast description. Follow us at Oathsworn Pod on Twitter or Oathsworn on co-host. Until next time.